Self-awareness is a journey, and I feel like everyone should take up their time to indulge in it, because you can't just sit there and then say, you know what, I'm self-aware. Do you know what, I'm self-aware? You'll get friends who watakukasirikia because you're cutting them off, but you know it's for your greater good, right? True.
Welcome to today's episode. We'll be talking about personal growth and management. This is a podcast where we dive deep into stories and ideas on how the current world is running. Your host, Samedi Kim, and today I have a very wonderful guest, Magdalene. Welcome to the show.
I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, fine. Magdalene, let's start off by maybe telling our listeners a little bit of yourself.
I'm a student. I'm a student at KU. I'm taking German history, Bachelor of Education, that is. And I think I'm interested a lot to know how the youth are going about with their daily life when it comes to having a lot of stuff around here and there, the worldly things, and when it comes to religion, something of that sort. So I'm interested, and I'm glad to be here on about it.
Oh, that's awesome. When you come to look at personal growth and management, it has taken a big part these years. What's your understanding about personal growth and management?
For me, I'd say personal growth is when you become self-aware, right? You can understand how you can deal with your own emotions, what you stand for, what are your values. Then the whole thing about personal growth is you knowing who you are, and that you won't be swayed easily by people and influences like that. You've got a stand. That for me is personal growth.
Let's talk about self-awareness. As we know, it's the basic of personal growth and management. Being aware of what you want, what you'll be doing, your purpose. So how did you go about figuring?
Self-awareness is a journey, and I feel like everyone should take up their time to indulge in it, because you can't just sit there and then say, you know what, I'm self-aware. Do you know what, I'm self-aware? You have to dive deep into it to understand how do I deal with certain emotions? If I'm angry at someone, how am I going to deal with this anger? That I'm not going to just shout, this and that, this and that. So ni ujielewe kabisa. So nawe kujielewa, you take the time to understand yourself, for you to know yourself better and to know what values am I going to stand for. If this is wrong for me, and no one else is going to convince me otherwise. So self-awareness is a journey. So everyone, if you haven't started, you ought to, because in the world we are in that right now, so ukakuwa unasimamanga tu na watu here and there, utapotezwa. So take your time, know yourself.
Talking of the current world we are living in, you will find that many people just goes wrong goals. True. So how did you go up figuring what you want? What truly matters to you?
I'll say, for me to know what I really, let's say for a student who has just finished Form 4, right? You want to pursue a certain career, but you don't know, alafu ni kama watu wanakuchangia. Hapana, unafaa kwa this, unafaa kwa that, so you end up doing something that you don't want, because initially you never took the time to know what are my hobbies, what are my talents, because for you to pick something that you like, you have to think about it first, right? Do a research on it, right? So if let's say you're in a career path, take your time, understand what talents are you interested in, your hobbies, what they align to, if you can take a career in that alignment, right? Because most people can do, sahi watu wanachagua career na different reasons, right?
Yeah,
kuna mtu anachagua career juu ya pesa, kuna mtu anachagua career because of the passion. So
peer pressure.
Yeah, plus that. Sasa for you not to be influenced, you have to take your time. Pitia kama ni a certain subject unonanga, I can do well in this. For me, ili nikuja kuchagua to do German, it's because I already liked German from high school. So after Form 4, I was like, yeah, anything else, kama si German, I don't think naeza manage. Kama like that. So for me, nilikuwa nishapanga, ni German. If things go right, it's German. So yeah, take your time. If it's a goal you're setting, don't depend on others. Don't depend on others for you to set your own goal. You have to have your own stand. So if it's a goal you're setting, angalia why are you setting the goal? What do you want to achieve at the end of it, right?
Yeah, true.
Alafu upange venye utapanga for you to get to your goal. Yeah, I think I've answered that question right.
Oh, I love that. And what advice would you give to someone who's trying to become more self-aware, especially in universities? There are so many challenges.
Yeah, true.
So what advice would you give to someone who's trying to be more self-aware?
I feel like if you feel like you're being wavered a lot by the people you are with, start journaling. You can start to journal, write, and even find people you can listen to podcasts like such. You can listen to podcast, other mentors like that. Find someone. If you feel like wewe ni mtu wa watu wakikuja naitikianga tu rahisi like this, you can start even reading books on personal growth. Try to understand venye unaweza kuwa why is the word going? Venye unaweza kuwa strong na your own stand, right? So if you're trying to be self-aware, write down this. I want to achieve this. I want to maybe stop being influenced by others. The only influence that I think people should allow is if it's a positive influence. If someone anakuja anakuchanganya tu anakutoa like that, try avoid these people. Kama unaona hawa watu wananipotezanga, my mind is set to this, but nikienda kukanyisha na watu wengine wananichanganya, wananiambia sijui this na unajua huwezi sema no. So for you to be even self-aware, you have to be, what is it called? You have to be, sorry, the word is going, ikikuja nitasema, but unafaa kuwa strong, right?
Yeah.
So ukiambiwa if you're in that journey, kama huyo mtu hamwezi endanisha pamoja, achana na yeye. You'll get friends watakukasirikia because you're cutting them off, but you know it's for your greater good,
yeah,
right?
True.
So kama mtu anakupoteza, achana na yeye. If some habits you're doing zina mislead here and there, achana nazo. You just cut off the things zenye unaona zinaenda kuinterfere with whatever the word ni assertive. For you to be self-aware, you have to be assertive in whatever you're doing. Yes, and assertiveness, you grow assertiveness. So I feel like when you're trying to be self-aware, cut off some people, cut off some behaviors that you feel like zina kuchanganya here and there. Yeah, and take your time. Invest in reading books that can grow you. Invest in listening to podcasts, mentors like that. Even joining seminars, they can help you really grow. So I feel like, that can work for you if you're trying to be self-aware.
So you'll find in universities there are so many challenges when it's come to time management, maybe social life, jingling classes. How do you go for your time management? Knowing I want to do this at this time, you know how to manage your social life, studies.
Time management is a very big issue at the moment because utapata maybe you've got classes to attend, you've got friends who've got maybe things you have to do together at that time. So I feel like when you're trying to manage your time, have that book is called a planner, time planner. You can even install an app kwa simu where you have your plans of the day, plans, let's say, of the week, right? If it's today, I know I've got classes from this time to this time. From that time, afterwards, I'll be either meeting with a friend of mine. From there, maybe I'll be going to, in short, have a schedule of how your day should be running if things are not interfered. So you can have, and also, try to avoid unnecessary commitments, because kuna zingine utakuwa unajipea pressure ati lazima nipatane leo, sijui nini like that. Itatuma uanze kusikia ni kama time inaisha sijafanya chenye nilikuwa nafaa kufanya like that. So when you're planning,
so it's prioritizing what matters.
Yeah, true. You should have, kama ni classes, when you're in school you're there to learn. So the first priority inafaa kuwa studies, not your friends. So study first, attend these classes. Afterwards, plan your plans sasa with your friends like that. If you're supposed to be in a seminar, plan afterwards. So unaweza while you're writing your plan, prioritize what you think I should have kwanza. Kama if it's for someone who's working, unajua huwezi kosa kuenda job na unajua ndio inakupea pesa alafu uamue sijui nini. You have to prioritize your job, then the others follow. Your social life follows. Na usi invest too much in, let's say if I'm a student, I'm a student.
You're a student.
Yeah, for me as a student, sifai ku invest way too much time kwa kusoma, because you're not a monopoly of thoughts. Your friends will help you in this and that, so you have to create time for your friends, because you can't say niko hapa hivi nitakuwa nikisoma peke yangu, nitakuwa nikifanya kila kitu peke yangu. Socialize as you're
because planning, university is more of social life.
Yeah, true.
As much as unaenda kusoma.
Yeah, true. You have to socialize, so take your time. Unafaa ku plan for socializing. If sasa we do work in groups, right? So unaweza pata in groups, maybe mta have to msome alafu your story ishe. You need time to enjoy because right now you have the time. Unaweza enda venture into new things with your friends, so have some time for your friends. Bora tu ni marafiki wanakupeleka in the right way, you're going together in the right way. Si mtu atakuja kupoteze all this and this. And sasa you see, while you're planning for that, ukue assertive in everything, because friends can influence you quite easily. Quite easily, because ukikosa kuwa assertive, trust me, utapotea. So for time management, have a time planner. Arrange your stuff according to what you prioritize first.
Nimesikia ongelea mambo ya group work. So you manage group work?
Group work ni kazi ngumu.
Hakuna kilemea kama hiyo.
Group work ni ngumu. At the moment huwezi fanya kazi peke yako. Hii ni lazima. Hata ukuwe introvert aje. Group lazima. Because utapata project mnafaa kufanya with 6 people. Because nafanya mimi
project za German kama gani?
German so far tujaanza kufanya project, lakini I'm taking a common unit inaitwa psychology. Psychology mnafaa kufanya project. Hiyo project mnafaa kuwa 6 members kwa hiyo group. Huwezi fanya peke yako. Ukifanya peke yako utahave kufake majina uweke huko hivyo. You have to be there, because there's a unit done by everyone. Inaitangwa communication and collaboration. This one inawafunzanga how am I going to interact with people. So for them to mark that at unaelewa hiyo group work lazima. So kama wewe ni mtu wa kurub shoulders haraka na watu, anza kujiprepare mapema. Group works in lazima.
And maybe all the challenges unapitiaga when it comes to time management.
Yes.
In campus, by the way, najua kuna hiyo pressure.
Utapata what time inaendanga hata hujuangi inaendanga tu. Utapata maybe I had planned. Yes, ulikuwa umeweka kwa planner, lakini venye uliweka vitu kwa planner unajipata maybe the task that you were supposed to take, let's say there are people who plan their planners from Monday to Friday. Kuna watu wataifanya on a daily basis, kuna watu wataifanya on a monthly basis. So unajipeanga the time limit. So if you're doing kwa a daily basis, you have to jioni kifika go through, did I achieve this, did I achieve that. Sasa unaona in the end unapatanga unaweza kuwa umeplan, lakini sasa maybe huku make kumaliza. That's a challenge. Maybe you never got to complete the task that you were supposed to do maybe during that time. So that's a challenge number 1. Challenge number 2, maybe ukiplan ulieka vitu nyingi, sasa utaanza kusikia unapata ka pressure na huku ndani wanafaa kumaliza hii, and the moment you start rushing to finish something, high chances are utafanya hiyo task na all your mind there, because you'll be unafanya alafu in the next 30 minutes nafaa kwa nishaanza hii. So utafanya your work shoddy work, you'll submit some shoddy work, so utapata that's a challenge also. So overwhelming shoddy work na kupata nini nyingine, tasks maybe hukumalizia. So for me, I think what I normally do is, let's say if I had planned a task na sikumaliza, tomorrow if I'm doing the daily plan, for me I prefer working with the daily plan. So if I see today kumaliza hii plan, I'll push it to tomorrow morning. The first thing that I'll start with ni hiyo plan. Inafaa kuwa my priority tomorrow. Juu ni kazi ya unaona naibeba kutoka jana. So for me ili kuzuia the habit of procrastination, because nikisema nitamaliza nikifanya ile task ingine, hiyo task itaenda, alafu hiyo upate kuna ingine ili lag behind, hivyo utajipata in the end hukumaliza.
Sure.
So you have to, if it's a task that you never finished, push it to tomorrow. Start with it. So ukianza kusikia you're being overwhelmed na venye task zako ziko, sit down, think again, plan again. Because plans are meant to, unaweza erase a plan. It's not a permanent thing. Erase the plan again, rearrange again. Because utapata maybe ulikuwa umeweka ukifikiria, for me it can work like this. But the moment unaanza kusikia maybe nilipea hile time kidogo, alafu sahi ndo nasikia niko overwhelmed like that. And once you get overwhelmed, unaanzanga kusikia saiki ya kufanya hiyo kazi inaisha. So unajipata kila wakati utakuwa nafaa kufanya hivyo uko
so unasema
procrastination inaanza hapo hivyo. So you have to rearrange your plans again. Ukisikia inakutuma usikie ka pressure hivi, rearrange the plans again. Maybe find a suitable time to do this and that. What was the other one? I keep on forgetting the other one. There were 3. Show the job. So once umesikia unataka kumaliza hii task leo, usipe time kidogo. Unaona tuseme maybe nilikuwa nafaa kufanya a task from maybe 10 to 12. Alafu nikapata by the time 12 inaisha hiyo task haijaisha. You can put a break on it. Tomorrow take up. Ama kama si hivyo push your plans. Ili make sure kazi unafanya unaweza submit a very good job. Si kazi utafanya alafu kila mtu atakuwa like ini unafanya nini sasa si ndio hiyo. You'd rather, if not that, take that task ipeleke kesho, anza nayo, just to make sure you're submitting. If it's something that you're doing, you're getting good results.
Acha ni refer back to personal growth. Ukiingia campus ni kitu ulikuwa umeenda ukiwa sure nataka I'm investing on this, ama ulianza before, ama nilikutrigger kusema I want to invest on this personal growth, ama nilikuwa na kuinspire sana personal growth and development kabisa ndio tunataka?
I feel like from high school, since in high school, the moment you go to a national school, let's say, utapata mmekuja from very many places. Utapata someone from Turkana, Mombasa, you a lot. Alafu everyone akona culture can make you have different values. Maybe venye mimi nimelelewa sijalelewa hivi, alafu someone else amelelewa like that. So mkikuja hapo
umezoa Kikuyu mali ulitoka kidogo maana umepatana na Wakisii huko.
Alafu but not being maybe tribalistic or anything. Utapata hata maybe it's your fellow, maybe umetoka same place, lakini unajua pia ni different family. So venye umelelewa, your background imekutuma kuwa na some values like this. Mwingine background yake imemfanya akuwe na a different set of values. Right? So utapata while you're in high school, you have to be now, you cultivate assertiveness, you create assertiveness pole pole. So I think I was interested kuanza kuwa self-aware in high school, because unajua ukienda tu uko hivi and that, you find people will lose you there, they will lose you kabisa. So for me it was like ili nijue I'm supposed to be maybe venye mimi nishalelewa, kazi yangu naifanyanga hivi like that. Sasa for me I feel like you should, the moment umeanza kujielewa, let's say maybe for me nilianza kujielewa kitambo, kuna mtu ataanza kujielewa akiwa at her 20s ama like that. So it's kwenye utaanza kujielewa, start from there. Kwenye umeanza kujielewa, start from there. So for me I started from high school, and I feel like it has really helped me in everything that because the moment you're self-aware, you become a better decision maker. You can incorporate others also. Unaweza understand maybe Kimathi anafanyanga kazi yake hivi, maybe ukifanya hivi mtarab shoulders like that. Once you're self-aware, you get to accommodate others. So while you're accommodating others, it's a step to growth. Because the moment I understand you, you understand me. We've moved a step ahead, you see. So I feel like kwenye utajielewa, lakini usingoje tu jiambie, sasa acha mimi ni you, acha tu ni waste time hivyo sijielewi like that. Hapana, you ought to start. If you haven't, you ought to start. And ukisikia it's a challenge, find someone you can walk to. You can walk together with akusaidie in the growth, to grow personally na to be more self-aware.
And you talked of friends, huh? Maybe pushing you to be a better person.
Yeah, true.
After ulingia campus, what steps did you take? Maybe kutengeneza your social circle.
I feel like at first unaendanga tu you are open to accommodating everyone. Ni sasa mkisha kaka alafu ndo mko maybe while you're in a group you have to set rules. Because unaona huwezi limit huyu kufanya venye amezoea kufanya, huwezi ni limit hivi because tuko hapa hivi kusaidiana. So mkiwa kwa group you set rules. Sasa mkipata maybe one of the group members maybe haendani na nyinyi venye msha set hizo rules. Rules huta set peke yako, mta set mkiwa wote ili muaccommodate each other. So ukipata kuna mtu kwa hiyo group haendanishi na nyinyi venye nyinyi mnaenda, you just cut off the person. Watawachukia, people will hate you the moment you cut them off. But sasa if you can't work with someone, what's the point? What's the point? Mmejaribu, si ati unafaa kuwa hatuendanishi alafu ukose kujaribu. You've tried working with the person, lakini every single time amekataa. Sasa kama amekataa, just leave the person. Find someone else you feel like mkiangalia kwa hizo rules mnaendanisha nyinyi wote. So I feel like while you're working in a group you've got to set rules for you not to junaweza fanya vitu zangu alafu someone else kwa group ako offended alafu akose ku speak up. So kila time niko venye watu hukupea the look alafu God like that. Sasa utapata badala mshinde mkichukiana tu chuki za ndani mset rules, maybe if you're in a group to achieve a certain goal, msha set clearly goals yenyu ni nini, the ways to achieve that goal. Yeah, so I feel like goal setting alafu na rules zikuwe hapo hivyo for you to work together in a group. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. And I thought maybe the challenges umekuwa kipitia when it comes to personal growth. Wakati uli decide mimi nataka kuwa mtu managed, maybe challenges ulipitia.
Losing a lot of friends. That I know is the first thing I noticed. You lose a lot of friends because sasa utapata maybe I'm doing this but someone else atakuwa like ona tu venye anajifanya anataka tu kuonekana kwa machua kualiko like that. People will talk a lot. Sasa utapata people will be like backbiting you. Maybe umeambia mtu this is what I want to do. Sasa if you feel like nitakuoffend, unajua pia unaweza jingoa. Sasa utakuwa like mtu ataenda sijakwambia Magda venye sijui this and that. Sasa you find for me the biggest challenge I had losing a lot of friends because sasa mtaanza kuwa very distant the moment you've started your journey to something. You become distant from others because sasa utakuwa maybe marafiki ulikuwa na wao wataanza kuona umeanza kuwa serious, maybe hawataki mtu serious kwa friend group yao like that. The kind of seriousness I'm saying, hiyo sasa utapata unapotezana sana na watu. So for me the biggest challenge was friends. You get to cut them
and maybe after losing the friends maybe kuna any time ulipitia self-doubt.
Yes, a lot.
And how did you deal with it?
Self-doubt. For me, the moment you start doubting yourself, take a breather. Go back to your drawing board. Angalia, why am I doing this? What is the main goal that I want to achieve at the end of it all? Sasa juu unakaanga tu kai sasa hata mbona sasa ona tu venye nimepoteza marafiki na mbona ni tu mimi pekee like that. Sasa unajipata kila wakati uko hapa tu, it's like you want to go back, but once you've started a journey and you know it's for the better you, don't even fika mahali alafu jiambie acha tu nirudi, maybe nikisha I take a step back, maybe tutaelewana na hawa alafu we move like that. Hapana, for me once you start self doubting yourself, take a breather, go back to your drawing board because you've got them written down. If it's a goal that I want to achieve, in the end I want to know how do I deal with my emotions. If that is the goal, ulikuwa umeandika kwa hiyo goal, you have to have ways to lead me there. So ukianza kuona unaanza kuwa like this, go back, read again. Ukianza you can also find a mentor ama a friend who you are walking with the same journey. These friends, if someone is doing the same thing that you're doing and it's for the better of you too, right? You can refer back to them. Unaambia one kama nasikia like this, you know, hawezi kuacha, the person will hold your hand.
That's right.
Alafu mtaenda pamoja. So I feel like once you start feeling like you're doubtful of some stuff, find a mentor, go back to your drawing board. I feel like that's it, the main point in hizo sasa, because once you go back unaangalianga uko the reason as to why objectives za mimi kuanza hii journey ilikuanga hii, so you go back, angalia tena like that alafu sasa find someone you can walk with.
Let's talk about like how I've been influencing you. Did there come a time when maybe you wished for better friends ama ukapata hiyo doubt mbona niliingia campus?
I feel like when it comes in terms of friends, I'm very grateful to the friends that I've got, because utapata hata kama maybe you're not in the same journey, friend atakuchangia something that you'll take, alafu utaona it's a positive thing to take in, because you know everyone is different. So utapata maybe anafanyanga hivi, alafu you like the way she does her stuff ama he does his stuff, you go picking from these friends. Hata kama you're not walking in the same journey, you get to learn a lot from the friends you are with. If that is if the friends you're walking with are people influencing you positively. Juu ukapata sasa kama ni mtu anafanyanga ukora alafu unamuita rafiki pia, unajua pia you start having some behaviors even apale like that. Sasa while you're choosing your friends, usikue na reminded while choosing them ati mimi natafuta tu rafiki wa anafanyanga hii course ako hii kanisa like that. Find a variety of friends, because you get to learn a lot from these people. Sasa utapata maybe I feel like I haven't doubted the friends that I've got. Maybe an aspect of behavior that they have. Sasa hiyo if it's kama na sasa you see, if you're assertive, you follow your values and the values that you know they are right. So ukiona huyu anafanya kuna behaviors zake hupendi na kuna venye anafanya like this and that, you
before tufike kwa what they do, what's your definition of a friend ukiwa shule?
What definition of friend?
Ndo tufike mahali pale pa huyu anafanya hivi ndo maana staki huyu ako hivi. Definition ya friend wewe?
I feel like a friend is someone you can grow together, you can walk together, you can help each other. I feel like for me, I feel like that's what I can define a friend.
Okay, let's put it this way. So this friend ako hapo anytime you need her. Yani anakusupport in every way. But on the other side ukiangalia maybe campus huyu ni mtu wa babas. Utamconsider friend?
It's hard to say yes or no, but I feel like sasa unaona some behaviors people you cultivate the behavior. Sasa utapata maybe umetoana naye kutoka mbali, maybe from primary you grew together from same village, but you know venye anaenda the exposure you give yourself is not the same exposure someone will give themselves. Sasa utapata maybe the person is always there for you, but there's an aspect of their behavior that you don't like. Maybe I still consider you as a friend. If you know it's wrong, I've told you before, you know it's wrong. Sasa unajua itafika mahali tu itabidi tu you cut your ties. You go your different way, I go my different way. Juu nikianza kukwambia it's wrong, watakuwa like sijui hapana, sijui ni kama unanionea wivu, like that. There's some people who don't like being corrected also. So if you feel like have a difficult time with the person you thought is your friend, you just cut ties. Si necessarily utaacha kumuongelesha kabisa. Ni pale tu you'll have to set some boundaries. Sasa I feel like friends, unaweza kuwa na friends with very different things that from what you do, and they still become your friends. Sasa it's for you to know what am I growing from them and what are they learning from me also. Yeah, I feel like friends ni wingi. Category of friends ni wingi.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about support system. How important has it been for you to have a support system? Ikifika ni story na personal growth and time management.
Personal growth, you ought to, okay, it's not a necessity also. You can walk the journey alone, but for me, I prefer working with someone who can hold your hand. Juu unajua unafikanga mahali unasikia umechoka, ni kama you start initangwa aje inaenda hiyo jina inaenda. Unaanzanga kusikia your energy iko depleted while you're doing something that you had set, it's a goal that you had set. So with someone, a support system for me is a mentor. It can be your parents, it can be your closest friend, someone who you can at religious leaders, you can work with them. Find some for me a support system ni mtu ukiwa at your lowest, atakuwa hapo hivyo akumotivate uanze kusikia enyewe the fire is coming back. For me, I feel like that. Sasa, and when you're choosing a support system, it's because you know this person akisema ni kazi, so no like that. Ni mtu atakupush ukianza kusikia kama unalegea atakupush towards your goal. For me, I feel like also your family knows you. Let's say your closest family, let's say the nuclear family, they know you better, right?
Yeah, sure.
So utapata, if it's your mom, atakusupport hapa na pale, kama ulikushamwambia this is what I'm working towards, alafu aanze kuona unalegea, unajua tayari atakupush juu hataki kuona ukifail, so atakupea the motisha ya kuendelea. So support systems are really necessary, because itafika mahali you really need someone to talk to walk with you. Ukianza kusikia psyche inaisha, so people unafaa kutafuta support system. Yeah.
So as we wrap up the show, maybe what advice would you give to someone who's trying those in universities or even in colleges when you're jaribu to create their support networks?
I feel like you should know the person first, because you know there are people who just are there for the needs that you have, lakini ukishaanza kumjua unaanza kuona, you see, people can take advantage of you once they know you've got a need for something.
That's true.
Utapata kuna mtu atakusupport alafu not trying to tarnish someone's name, utapata maybe this person you've always been seen as your nini, alafu the moment ameanza kuona uko interested hapa na pale, aanze kuchangia anakusupport, but in the end the person akona ulterior motives after ana chase after. So maybe anataka, sasa utapata maybe I'm looking for someone, okay, maybe nilikuwa nimepata mentor, alafu mentor amenisaidia alafu in the end anataka something in return. So while you're choosing your support system, usiende tu uchague blindly the first person you see. No, take your time, research about the person, know the person better, alafu ili ujuange si mtu nitaanza kutembea naye alafu in the end maybe atakuwa like si nilikusaidianga, so you ought to do this for me. Find someone, alafu ukishaanza kuona ni kama anaanza kuoneshana dalili, leave them. Cutting off people does not necessarily mean utadedi sahio, hapana, achana na wao, find someone else like that. Lakini usikwange wale wa umeanza hapa ukatoka ukaruka huku like that. Uko na msimamo, si necessarily hata support system yako inatoka kwa mtu, inaweza kuwa maybe it's a book that you go reading ama motivational books that you read. Sasa if kama unatoa support yako huko hivyo, continue, do that. Sasa lakini ukiona inakupoteza cause not all mentors are okay, si wote watakuwa wanakupeleka the right direction. Maybe watakuonyesha ni kama tunaenda hivi, alafu wewe uanze kufollow blindly. Ukishaanza kuerevuka unaona kuna tashwishi pale mwisho, achana na wao, find someone better to take you through. And I feel like when you're choosing, chagua people who are close to you. Let's say for me, I feel like my mother ama my grandmother ni someone who can support me, because ni mtu anataka kuonea mazuri yakifanyikia. Because unaweza kuwa na rafiki alafu ukishaanza as you're in that journey uanze kuwa successful pole tu, alafu the person aanze kuwa envious.
That's true.
Jealousy is something that's inevitable. So utapata mtu atakuwa envious alafu aanze like that, aanze kukua hivi tu. So choose someone who you feel like is very proud of you when you make a
happy to see you winning.
Sasa like I know most mothers, not all, but most mothers I know they support their children. Kama si mamako, shosho yako atakuwa amefurahi sana kuona ati sijui you've made a step from where you were before. If you can choose her as your support system, ukianza kusikia like that, go talk to her, mwambie shosho kuko hivi na hivi, ni kama nasikia unisaidie hapa na pale, they will help you. So while you're choosing someone, ama it can be your closest friend, maybe melelewa pamoja, she's like your sister ama your brother to you, like that. I feel like the closest people you are with, but be careful, don't follow them blindly. Be careful while you're picking someone to follow to support you. Be careful, usifunge macho ukwe like ni relative, after all nini anaweza fanya kubwa. Relatives wanaweza kutenda pia, so be careful and take your time to kusema huyu ni support system yangu, if that is your trying to find a mentor or something.
Also, that's a good advice, and thank you for being here.
I'm glad.
And to our viewers, thank you so much for choosing BTL TV to be your channel. And make sure you communicate to us. Leave a comment, the number on your screen. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until our next episode, stay safe.